Chapter 1. The Dream Within Reach. Priya Sharma was a young doctor with a heart full of dreams and a mind brimming with ambition. Growing up in a small town in India, she had always been fascinated by science and medicine. Her parents, both teachers, encouraged her curiosity from an early age, filling their modest home with books about the human body, diseases, and groundbreaking medical discoveries. Priya's favorite book as a child was about Dr. Jonas Salk, the man who developed the polio vaccine. She would often sit on the floor of their living room, flipping through its pages, imagining herself one day making discoveries that could change lives. Her dream became clearer as she grew older. Priya wanted to be more than just a doctor. She wanted to push the boundaries of what was possible in medicine. She envisioned herself working in cutting-edge research labs, collaborating with brilliant minds from around the world, and contributing to innovations that could save millions of lives. But there was one problem: most of the groundbreaking research happened far away from her hometown, in countries like the United States, Canada, and Europe. To chase her dream, Priya knew she would need to step outside her comfort zone and work abroad. After completing her medical degree and specializing in internal medicine, Priya began applying for fellowships and research positions at prestigious hospitals and universities overseas. She spent countless hours perfecting her applications, gathering recommendation letters, and preparing for interviews. However, despite her strong academic record and clinical skills, something kept holding her back. During interviews conducted over video calls, Priya struggled to express herself clearly. Her English, though functional, lacked fluency. She stumbled over complex sentences, mispronounced technical terms, and often found herself unable to articulate her thoughts as confidently as she wanted. It was frustrating because she knew she had the knowledge and passion to excel, but her inability to communicate effectively made it difficult for others to see her potential. One particularly disheartening interview stood out in her memory. A renowned hospital in Canada had shortlisted her for a fellowship position. Priya was thrilled. It was exactly the kind of opportunity she had been hoping for. But during the interview, when asked to explain her approach to solving a hypothetical case involving a rare autoimmune disorder, Priya froze. She knew the answer inside out, but her words came out jumbled and hesitant. The panel members politely thanked her for her time, but the rejection email arrived a week later. Reading those two simple lines, "We regret to inform you," felt like a punch to the gut. Priya realized then that no matter how skilled she was as a doctor, her lack of English fluency was a barrier she couldn't ignore. Determined not to let this setback define her future, Priya resolved to improve her English. She understood that mastering the language wasn't just about passing interviews, it was about opening doors to opportunities that could shape her career and fulfill her dreams. With renewed focus, she began searching for resources to help her learn. She enrolled in online courses, downloaded language learning apps, and even joined a local English-speaking club where members practice conversational skills. Every evening after finishing her shifts at the hospital, Priya dedicated at least 2 hours to studying. She watched medical documentaries in English, read journal articles aloud to practice pronunciation, and recorded herself speaking to identify areas for improvement. It wasn't easy. There were days when frustration got the better of her, and she questioned whether all her effort was worth it. But every time doubt crept in, Priya reminded herself of why she started this journey. She thought about the patients whose lives could be transformed by new treatments, the colleagues she longed to collaborate with, and the legacy she hoped to leave behind. Slowly but surely, her hard work began to pay off. Her vocabulary expanded, her confidence grew, and her ability to articulate complex ideas improved dramatically. By the time another opportunity arose, a fellowship at a leading hospital in Toronto, Priya felt ready. This time, when she sat down for the interview, she spoke with clarity and conviction. She answered questions thoughtfully, explained her ideas cohesively, and engaged in meaningful discussions with the panel. When the acceptance letter finally arrived, Priya couldn't contain her excitement. She had done it. Her determination to overcome her language barrier had brought her one step closer to achieving her dream. Chapter 2. The Leap Forward. The acceptance letter from St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto was more than just a piece of paper for Priya. It symbolized the culmination of years of relentless effort and personal growth. As she held the envelope in her hands, a mix of emotions swirled within her: excitement, relief, and a tinge of nervousness about the challenges ahead. Priya knew that this fellowship was not only a chance to advance her career, but also a significant test of her newly honed English skills in a real-world setting. Preparation for her move to Canada involved more than packing her belongings. Priya immersed herself in learning about Canadian culture and healthcare practices. She read extensively about the hospital's pioneering research in autoimmune diseases and familiarized herself with their state-of-the-art facilities. Additionally, she took extra English classes focused on medical terminology and patient communication, ensuring she could discuss complex medical conditions and treatment options confidently. As the departure date approached, Priya's anticipation grew. She envisioned herself walking through the hospital corridors, engaging in dynamic discussions with fellow researchers, and presenting her findings at international conferences. These mental rehearsals fueled her motivation and helped alleviate some of her anxiety about stepping into such a high-stakes environment. Upon arriving in Toronto, Priya was immediately struck by the city's vibrant diversity and welcoming atmosphere. The hospital staff greeted her warmly, and her colleagues were eager to include her in ongoing projects. However, the initial days were challenging. Conversations moved quickly, laden with medical jargon and colloquial expressions unfamiliar to Priya. She often found herself needing to ask colleagues to repeat or clarify their statements, which sometimes made her feel self-conscious. Despite these hurdles, Priya remained undeterred. She adopted several strategies to enhance her communication skills further. During team meetings, she took detailed notes and reviewed them afterward to understand any missed nuances. She also requested feedback from her peers on her presentations and verbal interactions, using their insights to refine her language use and delivery style. Moreover, Priya actively participated in informal gatherings and social events organized by the hospital, seizing every opportunity to practice conversational English in relaxed settings. One pivotal moment occurred during a weekly seminar where Priya was invited to share preliminary results from her research project. Nervous yet determined, she prepared meticulously, rehearsing her presentation multiple times. On the day of the seminar, as she stood before her colleagues, Her heart pounded fiercely. Yet, as she began speaking, her training kicked in. Her voice steadied, and she navigated through technical details with newfound ease. The audience listened attentively, nodding in agreement and occasionally interjecting with thoughtful questions. By the end of her talk, the room erupted in applause, a clear sign of her successful integration into the team. This experience marked a turning point for Priya. It reinforced her belief in the power of perseverance and continuous learning. Each interaction, whether challenging or smooth, contributed to her growing confidence and competence in English. As weeks turned into months, Priya noticed significant improvements not only in her professional communications, but also in her ability to connect with patients from diverse backgrounds. Her enhanced language skills allowed her to explain diagnoses and treatment plans more effectively, fostering trust and understanding. Through dedication and strategic efforts, Priya transformed initial obstacles into stepping stones toward achieving her goals. Her journey at St. Michael's Hospital was becoming everything she had hoped for, a platform to contribute meaningfully to medical research while continually evolving as a communicator and a professional. Chapter 3: Bridging Gaps and Building Trust. As Priya settled deeper into her role at St. Michael's Hospital, she found herself facing daily challenges that tested not only her medical expertise, but also her ability to communicate effectively with patients from a wide array of cultural backgrounds. Each day presented new scenarios where her improved English skills played a crucial role in bridging gaps between different cultures and enhancing patient care. One memorable encounter involved a middle-aged woman named Elena, originally from Italy, who was struggling with a chronic autoimmune condition. Elena had recently immigrated to Canada and was still adjusting to the new environment and healthcare system. During her first consultation with Priya, Elena appeared anxious and withdrawn, often looking down and responding with short, hesitant answers. Sensing Elena's discomfort, Priya decided to slow down her speech and use simpler language, ensuring each medical term was followed by an explanation in layman's terms. "I want to make sure we're on the same page," Priya gently assured Elena, maintaining eye contact to convey sincerity and empathy. "Feel free to stop me if anything is unclear." This approach visibly relaxed Elena, encouraging her to open up about her symptoms and concerns. Over subsequent visits, Priya continued to adapt her communication style, incorporating visual aids and diagrams to explain complex treatment options. Elena's trust in Priya grew, evident in her more animated discussions and proactive participation in managing her health. Another significant challenge arose with Mr. Chen, an elderly gentleman from China who was admitted with complications from diabetes. Mr. Chen spoke very little English, relying heavily on his daughter for translations during consultations. However, Priya observed that important nuances often got lost in translation, affecting the accuracy of the medical history and treatment preferences communicated. Determined to address this issue, Priya utilized the hospital's interpreter services, arranging for a Mandarin-speaking interpreter to be present during their meetings. Additionally, she learned key phrases in Mandarin, such as greetings and common medical questions, which greatly endeared her to Mr. Chen. "And I how, Mr. Chen?" Priya would begin each session, smiling warmly. This small gesture, coupled with her genuine interest in understanding his perspective, significantly boosted Mr. Chen's engagement in his own healthcare decisions. He started asking questions through the interpreter, showing a keen interest in learning more about his condition and the available treatments. These experiences highlighted the critical role of effective communication in patient care. Priya realized that mastering English was not merely about linguistic proficiency, but also about cultural sensitivity and adaptability. Each patient interaction taught her something new about navigating cross-cultural exchanges, reinforcing her belief in the importance of personalized communication strategies. Moreover, Priya's enhanced communication skills facilitated smoother collaborations with her international colleagues. In multidisciplinary team meetings, she could now confidently contribute insights and engage in debates about patient cases, drawing from her diverse experiences. Her ability to articulate complex ideas clearly and concisely earned her respect among peers, paving the way for more collaborative research opportunities. Through these myriad interactions, Priya not only improved her professional capabilities, but also deepened her understanding of global healthcare dynamics. Her journey underscored the transformative power of language as a tool for connection and healing, affirming her commitment to continue refining her skills and embracing the rich tapestry of cultures she encountered daily at St. Michael's Hospital. Chapter 4: A Legacy of Innovation and Inspiration. As Priya's fellowship at St. Michael's Hospital neared its conclusion, she reflected on the profound impact her journey had on both her professional development and her personal growth. The year spent in Canada had been transformative, equipping her not only with advanced medical knowledge, but also with invaluable skills in communication and cultural navigation. Her contributions to the hospital's research projects had been significant, particularly in advancing the understanding and treatment protocols for autoimmune diseases. Under her initiative, a novel therapeutic approach combining traditional medication with lifestyle modifications showed promising results in preliminary trials, potentially offering a new avenue for patient care globally. Beyond her direct contributions to medical research, Priya's presence at the hospital fostered a spirit of inclusivity and innovation. Her ability to bridge cultural and linguistic divides inspired her colleagues to adopt more inclusive practices in patient interactions and team collaborations. The hospital saw an increase in multicultural awareness workshops and language support systems, largely influenced by Priya's advocacy and example. Her success story served as a testament to the hospital administration of the benefits of nurturing a diverse workforce capable of addressing the needs of a global patient base. Returning to India, Priya was eager to implement the knowledge and skills she had acquired. She joined a leading research institute in Bangalore, where she spearheaded initiatives aimed at integrating global best practices into local healthcare settings. Her first major project involved establishing a center for autoimmune disease research, modeled after the facilities she admired at St. Michael's. This center not only focused on cutting-edge research, but also emphasized training programs for young doctors and researchers, emphasizing the importance of English proficiency and cross-cultural communication skills. Priya's influence extended beyond her immediate professional circle. Recognizing the barriers she once faced, she became a vocal advocate for English education in medical schools across India. She collaborated with educational institutions to develop curriculum enhancements that included intensive English language training tailored specifically for medical professionals. Her efforts led to partnerships with international universities, facilitating student and faculty exchange programs that exposed Indian medical practitioners to global healthcare environments. Moreover, Priya initiated community outreach programs targeting underprivileged areas, aiming to raise awareness about autoimmune diseases and the importance of early diagnosis and treatment. Through workshops and free clinics, she educated local populations, breaking down complex medical information into understandable segments and ensuring that language was never a barrier to accessing vital health information. Her journey from a small-town doctor with big dreams to a respected figure in the global medical community was a source of inspiration for many. Priya often shared her story at conferences and seminars, encouraging young professionals to pursue opportunities abroad and embrace the challenges of learning new languages and adapting to different cultures. Her message was clear: the path to professional excellence is paved with continuous learning and adaptation, and the rewards extend far beyond personal achievement. They contribute to building a more connected and informed global community. In reflecting on her experiences, Priya felt a deep sense of fulfillment. She had not only achieved her dream of contributing to groundbreaking medical research, but had also become a catalyst for change in her own community. Her story was a beacon of hope and a call to action for aspiring medical professionals everywhere, proving that with determination and resilience, barriers can be transformed into bridges leading to success and innovation. Chapter 5: Inspiring a Community, Transforming Futures. Back in her hometown, Priya's return was met with a mix of admiration and curiosity. People who had known her since childhood marveled at how much she had grown, not just professionally, but personally. Her journey to Canada and her achievements abroad had become a local legend, sparking conversations at family gatherings, community centers, and even casual street encounters. Parents whispered to their children, "If Priya can do it, so can you." Young students, especially girls, looked up to her as proof that dreams could transcend borders, languages, and circumstances. Priya wasted no time in channeling this newfound attention into action. She understood that her story could serve as a catalyst for change, not just for individuals, but for the entire community. One of her first initiatives was to organize a series of motivational talks at local schools and colleges. Standing before classrooms filled with wide-eyed teenagers, she shared her struggles, her moments of self-doubt, and the hard work it took to master English and secure a fellowship in Canada. Her message was simple yet powerful: your background doesn't define your future. What defines you is how hard you're willing to work to break barriers. To make her message tangible, Priya launched a mentorship program called Dream Beyond Borders. The program paired local students interested in pursuing careers in medicine, engineering, or other competitive fields with mentors, many of whom were professionals Priya had met during her time abroad. Through virtual sessions and workshops, students received guidance on everything from improving their English to preparing for international exams and interviews. Priya also partnered with local libraries to set up a resource center stocked with English language textbooks, journals, and online learning tools. For many students, This was their first exposure to materials that could help them compete on a global stage. But Priya didn't stop there. Recognizing that language barriers affected not only students, but also adults seeking better opportunities, she collaborated with community leaders to establish free English classes for adults. These classes were held in the evenings at the local community center, making them accessible to working individuals. Priya personally designed the curriculum, focusing on practical English skills such as workplace communication, writing emails, and giving presentations. The classes quickly gained popularity, with participants ranging from shopkeepers to factory workers, all eager to improve their prospects. One of Priya's most impactful projects was the creation of a scholarship fund for underprivileged students. Drawing on her network of contacts from her time in Canada, she secured donations from international organizations and alumni groups. The fund provided financial assistance to students pursuing higher education abroad, covering costs like application fees, visa processing, and preparatory courses. For many families, this was a lifeline, enabling their children to chase opportunities they had once thought were out of reach. Priya's efforts began to bear fruit almost immediately. Within a year, several students from her mentorship program secured admissions to universities in the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia. One of them, a young girl named Anjali, was accepted into a prestigious medical school in London. Anjali's mother tearfully thanked Priya, saying, "You've given my daughter wings to fly. We could never have imagined this without your help." Stories like Anjali's inspired others to dream bigger and work harder, creating a ripple effect of ambition and determination throughout the community. Even those who weren't directly involved in Priya's initiatives felt the impact of her work. Local businesses began hiring employees who had completed her English classes, citing their improved communication skills as a key factor. Teachers reported seeing a noticeable shift in their students' attitudes, more confidence, more curiosity, and a greater willingness to take risks. Priya's message had seeped into the fabric of the community, transforming it into a place where aspirations were nurtured rather than stifled. For Priya, the greatest reward was seeing how her journey had sparked a collective movement. She often said, "I didn't do this alone. My success belongs to everyone who believed in me, the teachers who encouraged me, the friends who supported me, and the strangers who gave me a chance. Now, it's my turn to pay it forward." Her humility and generosity resonated deeply with those around her, reinforcing the idea that success is not just about personal achievement, but about lifting others along the way. As the years passed, Priya's influence continued to grow. Former students returned from abroad, bringing back knowledge and skills that enriched the community. Some opened clinics, others started businesses, and a few even joined Priya in her mission to empower the next generation. Together, they formed a network of changemakers, united by a shared vision of breaking barriers and building bridges. Priya's story became a testament to the transformative power of education, perseverance, and community support. She proved that mastering a language like English wasn't just about passing exams or landing jobs, it was about unlocking doors to opportunities that could change lives. And in doing so, she inspired countless others to embark on their own journeys, armed with the belief that no dream was too big and no barrier too insurmountable. Chapter 6: lessons learned, and dreams ahead. Priya's journey from a small-town doctor with limited English skills to a globally recognized medical professional is a powerful reminder of the resilience and determination required to achieve one's dreams. Reflecting on her path, Priya acknowledges that her success was not solely due to her medical expertise or academic achievements. Instead, it was her unwavering commitment to overcoming obstacles, particularly her language barrier, that truly set her apart. Her story underscores a universal truth. Personal growth often begins with identifying and addressing weaknesses, no matter how daunting they may seem. One of the most profound lessons Priya learned was the importance of stepping outside one's comfort zone. Early in her career, she hesitated to embrace challenges that pushed her beyond familiar boundaries. Whether it was enrolling in English classes, practicing public speaking, or moving to a foreign country, each step demanded courage and vulnerability. Yet, it was precisely these uncomfortable moments that catalyzed her transformation. Priya realized that growth rarely happens in comfort. It thrives in the spaces where fear and uncertainty reside. This lesson has stayed with her, guiding her decisions and encouraging her to take bold leaps, even when the outcome seemed uncertain. Another key takeaway from Priya's journey is the value of persistence. Mastering English did not happen overnight. It required countless hours of study, repeated failures, and moments of self-doubt. There were days when Priya questioned whether her efforts were worthwhile, especially when progress felt slow or setbacks seemed insurmountable. But she refused to give up, reminding herself of her ultimate goal: to contribute to groundbreaking medical research and make a difference in the world. This steadfastness taught her that success is not a sprint but a marathon, requiring patience, discipline, and an unshakable belief in one's abilities. Perhaps the most transformative aspect of Priya's experience was the realization that personal growth is deeply intertwined with helping others. Her decision to mentor students, teach English to adults, and establish scholarships stemmed from a desire to ensure that others would not face the same barriers she once did. In giving back to her community, Priya discovered a profound sense of purpose and fulfillment. She learned that true success is not measured by individual accomplishments, but by the positive impact one has on others. This insight has shaped her outlook on life, reinforcing her belief that every person has the potential to create ripples of change. Looking ahead, Priya remains committed to her mission of empowering others. While she has already achieved so much, she views her journey as an ongoing process. She dreams of expanding her mentorship program to reach underserved communities across India and collaborating with international organizations to promote global access to education and healthcare. Priya also hopes to write a book chronicling her experiences, offering practical advice and inspiration to anyone striving to overcome language barriers or pursue ambitious goals. Above all, she wants her story to remind people that no obstacle is insurmountable if approached with determination and a willingness to learn. As Priya continues to inspire those around her, she carries with her the lessons of resilience, persistence, and compassion. Her journey serves as a beacon of hope, proving that with hard work and an open heart, anyone can break through barriers and achieve greatness, not just for themselves but for the world.